Hello and welcome everyone to this July 23rd weekly webinar. We are digging into tuition and fees today. My name is Rachel Cox. I am on the support to training team here at JMC. I have been with JMC for about 2.5 years. I am on the resources team, so I write a lot of those articles that you read in our help center that help you do your daily tasks in JMC. And I'm joined today by Amy. Amy, would you like to introduce yourself?
You bet, Rachel. Thanks. I'm Amy Bemis. I have Amy Wall. I always say that wrong. I'm Amy Wall. I don't know who I am anymore. I am one of the co-leads for the client services specialist team here. I am also on the support to training team, and I was a former high school counselor and been with JMC almost 2 years.
Thanks, Amy. All right.
You're welcome.
I remembered who you were. I also didn't say your last name in case I would say it wrong too.
I know, I never know.
All right, we'll kick it off here. All right, so to stream your school's fees and payments, JMC makes taking care of payments a breeze. The tuition and fees module allows you to track tuition, in-school purchases, and any other type of fees you'd like to set up from the comfort and convenience of JMC Office. Let's dive into using tuition and fees to create fees, assign a price based on free or reduced status, and bulk load those charges to save you some serious time. Plus, learn how to group fees by bank account, helping you track totals. If you have any questions throughout this webinar, you can go ahead and put them in that Q&A feature in Ring Central. We will get to the questions at the end of each section of the webinar.
Oops.
Oh, just had a title there, no big deal. First, we're going to talk about initializing your family fee contacts. This is a super simple step that you do at the beginning of each year, or anytime you have a new family joining. JMC Office allows users to initialize a student's first primary contact as their fee contact, bringing all siblings together into one family fee account. Creating family fee accounts makes it easy to apply fees for all members of a family on a single page. Use the Initialize Family Fee Contacts feature in the Tuition and Fees module to save yourself time by automatically attaching fee contacts to all members of a family with the click of a button. And like I said, this is a super simple task. It is really just going to the page and clicking one button. So to place every student in a family fee account, you head to Tuition and Fees, Data, Initialize Family Fee Contacts to assign them a fee contact. Step 1, click the Create Fee Contacts button to begin the process of creating a fee contact for all students who do not have one. Fun fact, if a student has more than one primary contact designated, this process will use the first primary contact listed to create the fee contact. If a student does not have a primary contact designated, then this process won't generate a fee contact for that student. Step 2, click the OK button on the pop-up alert to confirm that you would like to create fee contacts for students who do not have one, or click the Cancel button to exit. Fun fact, once the process is complete, a message will appear indicating the number of fee contacts generated. These can be verified by searching the student's contacts on the View Student Data page and locating the fee contact in the drop-down list. So we'll take a live look at creating those family fee accounts here. Okay, so I'm going to come to Tuition and Fees, Data, Initialize Family Fee Contacts. And like I said, push one button. And that's really the whole process. I'm going to click OK. It just takes a second to run, but this is the part that's really helpful. So when I was at my school, when I would have, like a lot of preschoolers, families that were brand new to the district, if I would, be entering a few students, then I would come in here, create these fee contacts, and then just make sure that my fee contact list matches the students that I was putting into the system, and I'd be like, okay, that looks good, and then I would move on. Another great way to check in on this is if you go to charge fees to a student and you're like, oh, I can't charge to this family. It just means that you haven't created a fee account yet, and it's a good reminder to just come back to this page. So Tuition and Fees, Data, Initialize Family Fee Contact, and then initialize those contacts. So pretty simple. Do we have any questions about that, Amy?
We do not, no.
All right. All right, then we'll talk about working with those fees. So we'll start with creating fee accounts. Streamline your chargeable fees by organizing them into fee accounts in JMC's tuition fees module. Create a distinct fee account for each district bank account or department, and then assign each fee to the relevant fee account. As fees are charged and paid in JMC Office provides reports with subtotals for each fee account, giving you quick access to the total amounts per bank account. So to set up a fee account, you log into JMC Office at the district level and navigate to tuition fees, data, fee accounts. Step 1, click the Add Fee Account button to add a new fee account, or click the Edit button next to an existing account to modify an account name or code. So you're at tuition fees, data, fee accounts. You can add a new fee account here or edit an existing one. And the great part about this is, if you're new to using tuition fees, you would set this up once, but then it saves each year. So you maybe have to update or edit here and there, but you wouldn't have to start this from scratch each time. A helpful tip, you can click the delete button next to an existing fee account to remove an account that's no longer in use. Step 2, enter a name in the fee account name field to name your account for fee tracking. Step 3, enter a code in the fee account code field to provide a reference to the bank account or fund associated with the fee account. Helpful tip, coordinate setting up fee accounts with the business office to agree upon a list of accounts that work best for your school. And step 4, click the update button to record the account name and account code, or click the cancel button to discard your changes. And now we'll look at creating fees. So we had those larger fee accounts, and now we'll look at the individual fees that would kind of live nested under each of those fee accounts. Fees are expenses that students or families are responsible for, including items like tuition, lab fees, sporting apparel, or yearbooks. By creating fees in the JMC Tuition and Fees module, you can define all your school's fees in one central location before assigning them to the correct students and families. Use the Tuition Fees module in JMC Office to easily create fees and track payments throughout the school year. So again, you're going to log into JMC Office at the district level. So a lot of the times when you're working with money or tuition and fees in JMC, when you're setting those things up, that's all done at the district level. You'll head to tuition and fees, data, edit fees to define the charge, its price, add a photo, and more. Step 1, click the Add Record button to add a new fee, or click the Edit link next to a fee in the list to edit existing fee details. Helpful tip, click the Delete link next to a fee name to remove that fee if it's no longer in use. Step 2, enter the name of the fee in the fee name field to define the fee. Step 3, enter the various fee costs in the cost, reduced cost, and the free cost fields. So this is how you set things up to have different pricing for students who are maybe regular cost for free and reduced meal benefits, or reduced cost or free cost. So this is how you can automatically adjust those fee costs for students. Step 4, select the fee account from the account drop-down list to assign the fee to the correct account for record keeping and reporting. So here are those account fees, or yes, accounts that we set up in the last step, and then you nest those fees under those accounts. Step 5 is optional. You can place a check mark in the family store and or general store checkboxes to set the item as available for purchase. So the family store, it allows a family with a JMC account to purchase this fee item. So they can grab that fee on their tuition and fees module in JMC Family and pay for it right there. And then general store community members can purchase these items from the general store. But Amy, I have a feeling that that will probably be changing with our refresh general store that's going to be coming out soon, wouldn't you think?
Yes, I would imagine so. Right. That general store is going to be awesome.
Yeah. So watch for some updates on that. That might change from the tuition and fees module. Step 6, this is optional again. You can place a check mark in the auto pay checkbox to allow families to set up recurring payments for a selected fee. So if you have a larger fee, like if it's a big field trip, like a lot of schools will go to Washington, D.C. or something like that, and you want to allow families to pay over time, you can put a check mark in this auto pay, and it allows families to set up recurring payments. Step 7, click the Upload Image button to add a picture of the fee item so families can see what they're purchasing. Select your image, then click the Open button to continue uploading it to JMC Office. Step 8, again, an optional step. You can enter a description in the item description field to provide additional information regarding the item. You can add a little pizzazz to your description using any of these formatting tools here that are at the top of your text box. Step 9, click the Save button to save your changes and record the fee, or click the Cancel button to discard your changes. And Step 10, if you'd like to, you can click the Print button to print a list of your school's fees for future reference. Helpful tip, change the order in which the fees are displayed in JMC Office and JMC Family by clicking and dragging the name of a fee to a new position on the list. So we'll take a live look at working with fees. Okay, so from my home screen, I'm going to head to Tuition and Fees, Data, and let's start with those fee accounts. So these are those larger accounts that your individual fees sit underneath. And you can see here, I'm read-only, I've got to log into the district to make changes to fees. So when you're setting up those tuition and fees, that's all done at the district level. Okay, so I can add a fee account here. I can edit one that is already existing. So what you need to set up a fee account is just the name of the account, and then this is optional. You can put in an account code. So I was responsible for doing all the tuition and fee setup at my school, but I worked really closely with my business office person, and she let me know the number that she thought was most appropriate in there that helped her when she was doing her bookkeeping and doing her bank deposits and things like that. So it's a good time to collaborate with that business office person to make sure that you're making bookkeeping as easy as it can be. So once you've entered your fee account name and given it a code if you want to, then you click update to save those changes, and there it is. And we'll move on now to editing fees, so those individual fees. So you can see this gets to be a big page, but all of your fees are listed here, and it's really handy. You set these all up, and then when you're charging fees, the amounts automatically go in, all the information associated with those fees as you set them up here. Let's go into, we'll come in here on after school fees. All right, so our fee name, after school fees, you can see here the cost is $1, reduced cost 0, free cost also 0. So that might need some updating. So maybe we'll say if students go to after school care, maybe it's charged at $25 a month. Reduced cost, if that's going to be less, you would enter that here, and then free would typically be free. But this one isn't assigned to one of those fee accounts. So this is where I could come in and take a look. Well, this would probably be associated with my after school program. So I'm going to put it in that fee account, which at the end of this webinar, we talk a little bit about the reports you can run. So you can see at that point how some of your reports can be organized by fee accounts, but you can also look at individual fees. You can put it in the family store, and this is something that's new on a lot of these screens in JMC this year is you get this helper text when you hover over some of these checkboxes that just let you know what those features do, which is super helpful. So if you want to put it on the family store so families can purchase it on their own, or like I said, if it's one of those larger cost items and you wanted families to be able to pay over time, you'd put a check mark here. If I wanted to include an image, I could upload that here, enter any descriptions, and then save my fee. Oh, and my effective date. Okay, that's fine. We can change that fee as of that date, and we're set. So it's pretty simple to set it up. Do we have any questions on fees?
We do not at this time. No.
All right.
It is pretty easy, so I think there's probably not a lot of questions. It looks like it works pretty smoothly.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've taken a look at all the setup pieces. So everything you have to do to get that tuition fees module ready for you to start charging families and start taking payments. So we'll look first at bulk loading charges. The bulk load charges and credits feature in JMC tuition and fees module simplifies the process of assigning fees or credits. Instead of entering charges student by student, you can apply them to entire groups such as a grade level, course section, or activity group with just a few clicks. Whether you're charging lab fees for biology students or adding locker fees for a sports team, bulk loading saves time and makes financial management easier. To bulk load a charge or credit in JMC Office, proceed to tuition fees, data, bulk load, charges, and credits. Step 1, choose the charge or credit radio button from the type box to designate the type of transaction. Step 2, select a radio button in the bulk load by box to select a group of students who will receive the charge or credit. So you can bulk load by grade or activity here. There are also some courses that can contain fees that you can go by course as well. I'm not sure why I'm just having the bulk load by grade or activity, but this one might have been taken, this image might have been taken at the district level. When we get to the building level, I can show you some other pieces. There's also activity. So you can charge or credit assigned to a student participating in a selected activity or course sections like I was talking about, a charge or a credit assigned to students enrolled in one or more specified course sections. Step 3, select one or more fees from the fees list to assign them to selected students. So this is where that setup work you did pays off. All of your fees then are listed here. And step 4, enter a charge date, or you can click on the calendar icon to associate the date with the fee. Otherwise, it does default to the date that you're doing this bulk charge or bulk credit. Step 5, optional, you can enter a date in the charge date field or simply click the calendar icon to associate a date with the fee. Step 6, you can enter a note in the comment field to add details or specific instructions related to that charge or credit. Step 7, click the load charges button to apply the chosen fees or credits to the designated students. And fun fact, after the bulk load process is complete, you'll receive notification showing the total number of successfully applied charges or credits. And again, these little notes are super helpful. It's kind of a double check on the work that you've done. So we'll take a live look at bulk loading charges in the tuition fees module. All right, so we'll start here from home. We'll come to tuition and fees, data, bulk load charges and credits. And so I have this bulk load by grade or activity, and I'm gonna come to my building level. This is what I was looking for before. So all the setup, like we said, is at the district level. But when you get into like charging specific families or students or bulk loading, and then if you choose building, then you would have those options that are tied to building level data. So do you want to charge the students or do you want to apply a credit? I think the charge is probably more common. And this is kind of something that Amy and I ran into this morning in a scheduling training. One great use of this bulk loading fees, if you can bulk load by courses containing fees, or you could bulk load by a course section. So we were working with a school that had fees for shop classes. Well, this would be a way that you could charge those fees to, probably not 10th grade biology, but if you had lab fees for 10th grade biology, this is how you can charge all of the students who are scheduled into that course section. So a lot of ways you can do that. If you have different sports and activities, this is a way that you can charge all the students that are on the rosters for those activities. So bulk loading is just a great way to save that time. But once you've chosen how you want to bulk load, I'm going to go by activity. I'm going to choose baseball. I'm going to come in and pick baseball fee. My charge date, you can see it defaults to the current date, but I can pick a different date if I want. Maybe I want the first day of the activity and put that here. If you want to assign a due date to that fee, you can do that here as well. And then any comments, we can say charges must be paid by August 30th. And then if I load those charges, well, apparently I only have one person signed up for baseball right now. But this would be, you know, if you have a roster of 40 kids, 40 charges would have been loaded. But baseball is not really popular at our school, apparently.
Apparently not.
Any questions on bulk loading fees?
I do not see any questions.
Okay, one great thing to keep in mind too. So at our school, we had morning milk, and we would bulk load charges for morning milk for all of the students because 98% of our kids took milk. And then those that didn't want it due to allergies or preference or whatever, I would just go in and delete the fee from those students. So when you have a charge that is going to cover most of the students, maybe it's like a Chromebook fee or something like that, bulk loading is really the way to go. And then you can edit individual accounts, but this is going to get the most students, the most families charged at one time. Okay. So we looked at bulk loading those charges. The next thing we're going to talk about is charging fees individually to student or family accounts. Amy, do you want to walk through this part?
You bet I will. All right, after creating fees in the tuition and fees module, you're ready to begin assigning students and families fees in JMC Office. Easily charge fees for students or families, including a date, an amount, an associated course, a due date, and any additional comments to begin keeping track of what a student or family owes. So to begin charging fees to a student or family, head to tuition and fees, data, and then choose either edit student fee data or edit family/org fee data. So the first step is to select a student or family fee contact by entering their name in the find field. And then step 2, click the charge button to begin charging a fee to the student or family fee account. Step 3, enter the date for the charge in the charge date field, or simply click the calendar icon to assign a date to the charge. Helpful tip here, when charging a fee to a family or organization, select a student from the student drop-down list to associate a fee with a specific student. Then step 4, select a fee from the charge drop-down list to assign a fee to the selected student or family. Step 5, enter a date in the due date field, or simply click the calendar icon to assign a deadline for the payment. Step 6, which is optional, enter a dollar amount, excluding the dollar sign, so you don't need the dollar sign, in the amount or amount override field if the amount is not predefined or if it is different from a displayed charge. And then step 7 is also optional. Select a course from the course drop-down list if the fee is associated with a specific course. Step 8 is optional as well. Enter notes in the comment field to record any additional information about the fee being charged for future reference. And step 9, click the OK button to charge the selected student or family the fee, or click the close button to exit without charging the fee. A helpful tip: to avoid charging fees to students until free and reduced lunch statuses are established, to ensure fee costs reflect accurate free or reduced status. So wait to charge those fees until those lunch statuses are established. All right, so Rachel, you're going to take a live look here at charging fees to student or family accounts?
Absolutely. Okay, so from our home screen, once again, we are going to come to tuition and fees, data, and then like Amy said, you have two options here. You can edit student fee data or edit the family fee data. It's up to you how you want to do things at your school. We often recommend using the family fee data. The advantage here is that when families then log into JMC Family, they will see a list of all of the fees associated with all of their students together. So they get a little bit more of a comprehensive look. I mean, everything is itemized. They see which student has been charged which fee, but they don't have to toggle from one student to the next to get a view of their overall charges, and then they can pay it all at once. And it's easy for you as well on the office side, keeping all of those charges together. And when you take payments too, if the payment is applied to more than one student in the family, it just makes it easier to do those things. So it's your call, but the family fee data is a way to just keep things together in a little bit of an easier way to manage. Okay, so like Amy said, we come in here, select the option that we want, and then find the student that we want to charge. One thing to note is that if you are charging by family, what you're finding up here is the contact name rather than the student name. So we will just take a look at the family that we have up here, and we'll go ahead and click this charge button to charge them. The charge date does automatically default to today. I'm actually going to close this. I'm going to find a family that has more than one student assigned. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to hit that charge button. So that helpful tip that we had about selecting the student, you want to select the student first. So there's a few students in this family. Well, we want to charge Rachel. And then once we select the student, then we can come and take a look at the charge that we want to apply. So let's say that Rachel is going to have this ACT test fee. Well, we can see right now it's 0, but if we want to override that amount, maybe Rachel's adding another part onto the test that not all of the students are taking. So here we go. We'll just override by $35 because that's the last number that was saved in there. And you could assign it to a course if you wanted to. If you needed to have it paid by a particular date, you can select a due date by typing it in or by using the calendar icon. And then you can put a comment, added a test. Oops, test. There we go. And then once I hit OK, now that charge is on there. So I can see the charge date. I can see that it was a charge, what it was, the amount, and so on. The other nice thing is that if you click this little envelope button, you can email that, I'll click it here. It's a fee charge notice, and it just lets you know that that fee was charged, and it's an easy way to keep families informed about fees that are being charged to their accounts. So pretty simple. Does anybody have any questions about how to charge fees?
I do not see any questions.
All right. Okay, Amy, do you want to keep going with entering payments?
Certainly, I will do that. All right, making fee account payments in JMC Office is a seamless process facilitated by the tuition fees module. With the ability to create payment transactions, administrators can accurately track money coming into fee accounts. Whether it's cash, check, or credit payments, the system provides the necessary tools to log payments with precision. By entering payments in student or family accounts, accurate account balances are reflected and comprehensive payment reports can be generated. To initiate a payment in the tuition fees module, you can navigate to either tuition and fees data, edit student fee data to allocate funds to a specific student, or to tuition and fees data, edit family or org fee data to designate funds for an entire family. So step 1, enter a student or family fee contact name in the find field to begin applying a payment credit to their account. Step 2, click the payment button to begin recording a payment to the student or family fee account. Step 3, select the cash, check, or credit radio button to specify the payment type. Helpful tip here, when making a payment using a check, remember to enter the check number in the check number field for future reference. Just a good idea to keep track of that. And then step 4, enter the date for the payment in the payment date field, or simply click the calendar icon to record the date the payment was made to the account. Helpful tip, if you leave the payment date field blank, it will automatically fill with the current date to keep the transaction record up to date. Step 5, enter the dollar amount in the payment amount field without including the $ to record the payment amount received. And step 6, choose the balance or fee radio button in the payment type box to indicate how the payment should be applied. If selecting free, select the specific fee from the student. If selecting fee, select the specific fee from the student fees list to allocate the payment accordingly. Step 7, enter any additional information about the transaction for future reference by entering notes in the comment field. And step 8, click the OK button to submit the payment, or click the close button to cancel the payment. So now we'll take a live look at entering payments in JMC Office.
All right. You know, Amy, every time I do this presentation, the word fee starts to sound funny to me by the end.
Well, and sometimes you're talking free and reduced. So fee and free, they just were too close for me there.
Okay, so we're actually on the same screen that we were just on. So tuition and fees data, and then I'm going to stick here at the family level and edit family fee data. So if we wanted to take a payment here for this ACT test fee, I can come in, I can click this payment button, and you can see this box is really similar to the charges box. Everything kind of looks the same just to add that continuity. So first you select if they're paying by cash or check. This credit is not credit card payments. It's more if you're applying a credit to a family account. And if you do select check, if they come in with a check, you actually have to write in a check number. It won't let you proceed to make the payment. So I will put a check number in. And you can see here that this family has a carryover fee from last year of $600. This is actually a benefit of taking payments in the office versus families making them online. In the office, a family could actually make a payment towards paying off this fee. So maybe mom came in and said, okay, I can pay $300 of the $600 now, whereas if they're paying online, they have to pay the fee in full. But let's say it's check number 1, 2, 3, 4. They're paying $300 towards this fee. Amy also mentioned in the payment type, you can do by fee or by balance. I would highly recommend making your payments toward fees. You're charging it by fees, and if you're taking those payments by fees, it is going to make the tracking for your business office much easier, rather than just $300 was accepted, but you wouldn't then necessarily know what it was paying. Whereas if you are paying them by fee, then your business office gets a nice detailed report of each payment that you took that was applied to each fee. So I'm going to $300 towards this. Mom will pay the balance next month. And then once I click OK, I can see that $300 was paid on that carryover fee. So there's actually, it looks like 2 lines here, but this is just saying what the fee was, and this is saying the payment that was made toward this fee. You can print a receipt right away. You can print it to a PDF and email it as well. Here's my comment that I made, and I'm logged in as Paul. So it also says who took the payment or the username that took the payment. And then you can see my balance is reflected. I still have that $300 balance plus my ACT test fee. So pretty simple taking those payments. I'll just maybe mention really quick while we're on this screen that if your school does have online payments, parents can come in and pay by credit card at the school office. You would just click this JMC online payment button, and this would allow you then to make a payment with a credit card. You would just pick the payment amount and then pick that fee. The one thing to note about taking your credit card payments in the office is that if your school passes on the credit card fees, so like the 3.9% credit card fee or the 1.9% ACH fee, if you take those payments in the office that way, those fees cannot be charged to the families. So that's actually a federal law. There's nothing we can do to change that. The fee is attached to the idea that it's a convenience fee that they can do it at home, but if they're doing it in the office, those fees legally can't be charged. So we've had that question come up, so I just thought I would maybe point that out while we were here. Any other questions about taking payments?
I do not see any questions.
All right. Okay, then we'll take a moment to talk about running reports in the tuition and fees module. JMC's tuition and fees reports help your office maintain accurate records of charges, payments, and outstanding balances. These reports provide a detailed breakdown of payments and charges for each school designated fee category, ensuring clear and organized financial tracking. With these tools, your office can easily review balances, track payments, and maintain reliable bookkeeping records. Explore a variety of customizable reports in JMC Office under tuition fees reports to help you efficiently manage your data. So we're actually just going to jump right into a live look here of the different reports that are in tuition and fees. So I'm going to start again from home just to kind of level set us. I'm going to come to tuition and fees, and we looked at a lot of those data elements, how we set up tuition and fees, how we charge, how we take payments. So now we're coming down to reports, and there are quite a few reports here. And I know for me using this module, it just kind of took me a little bit of time to figure out which reports made the most sense to me and were easiest for me to share with the business office, but I'll walk you through what they are, and you can kind of get a feel for which ones your school would use the most. But the first one here is printing your statements. And I got to log back into the district. Here we go. So printing statements. So this is one that you can use commonly. Maybe you want to use it monthly. So you can select, if you're looking at students and families, if you want to maybe email out those balance notices to all families. You can select that grade range. You can send it to anybody that has any balance, or anybody who has a balance that they need to pay, I'm sorry, all accounts, non-zero accounts, negative accounts. If there's one particular family you want to find, you can send a statement just to them, how you want to sort those statements. And then if you come here, I'll just put a student in here. If you come here and click this email if possible button, as long as you have an email address for the parent, then it will email that report. If you don't have an email address, it'll just print a copy that you could mail. This fee statement message, you can change this. Where this will show up is actually on the family's statement. So it lists their name, it lists their students associated, and then it'll show what the message that you've put here. The difference between that is this is the message that's right on the statement, but then this would be the body of your email message. You know, hello family, just sending out a beginning of the year statement. Please contact the school office if you have any questions, whatever you want that email message to be. And then once you hit print, it would email out all of those statements. And then for those who don't have an email address, it would print a hard copy. So this is one that I think gets used the most. It's just kind of a reminder to, you know, to families who maybe have balances they need to pay, or to just keep everybody updated. You have your fee balance sheet. This is one that I would often start looking at somewhere around March to start seeing if there were families I needed to reach out to and just maybe set up a payment plan, or just get some information, make sure that they're aware of balances that they might have, and figure out when they're going to come in and pay that. You have your fee summaries. This just allows you to put in a date range and look at payments or charges and just get an idea of the summary of those fees charged. Payment check, the same kind of thing. You can put in a date range and it'll let you see the payments that have been made during that time. Fees charged, you can look at a specific fee. I want to know how many people were charged this 10th grade biology fee, or I wanted to see how many people were charged all fees. You can narrow it down to a specific grade, and again, type in the date range. You've got your fee list. So let's see here. I'll come in with my ACT test preview. I can see my fee list report. I have, it would say the particular fee up here, and then a list of the people who were charged that fee. The last two were probably the reports that I used the most in addition to this print statements. So fee payments, this would show me the payments made toward individual fees. So I could look at all students. I could go by random and look at just one particular student or a few students. I could look at all fees or just a couple of fees, or I'm sorry, one fee at a time. And then I could click, I'm going to come back to all here, click preview, and it shows me carryover from last year. So this is the fee, the title of the fee. Here's the transaction date, how they paid, and then it totals everything up. Fee account payments is similar. Here you have it kind of broken down by the fee account, so that larger account, and then under that account, all of the individual fees that were charged that that are associated with that account. So lots of reports. And like I said, it just takes a little bit of playing around with them to see which ones are the most helpful for your school. So lots of reports to check out. Anything that you want to add, Amy, or anything I might be missing?
Not on that, but we did have a question. So we're going to just go back a little. Can a family apply a portion of the fee in the office or online with a credit card, or partial lunch payment?
Okay, so that's a great question. So can a family do a partial payment with their credit card in the office? Like I said, online, so from home, from JMC Family, they can't do a partial payment. Once they select a fee, it makes them pay that whole fee amount. But from the office, you might be able to. We can maybe give it a shot. Deposit, no. It automatically takes that whole amount from that fee. So you can't take a partial, you can't make a partial payment with a credit card, either from home or or from the office side. One thing that you could do if a family wanted to do that is you could always delete the fee and put it in as like multiple fees. So I could take this $300 fee, I could delete the fee here on their account, and then I could make two $150 fees so that they could break it up. It just takes a little bit of creative thinking. But yeah, looks like credit cards, they are charged the whole amount.
You've done this a lot, Rachel. You know the ins and outs. I can tell.
I do. Tuition and fees. This is my comfort zone. I did a lot. I got creative a lot of the time.
Yes, that's good though. Sometimes you have to figure things out like that.
Yeah. Are any other questions?
There are not.
Okay. Well, if there are no other questions, I think that is all that we have for today on tuition and fees, and we will post this webinar, like all of our others, to our YouTube training channel, and this one will be in our new user series. So I think that from here, we are just wrapping it up. So on behalf of myself and Amy, we want to thank you for attending this webinar, and thank you for choosing JMC.